Orange Crush football hit the scene in 1960 as part of the AFL. Actually, it was a brown and yellow crush at the start, Denver Broncos' original colors.
Denver Broncos set out to challenge the NFL.
Their original QB, Frank Tripucka, who was tossing the pigskin in the CFL when he made the jump back to the States, made the Pro Bowl for the Broncos in 1962. Tripucka's stay in Denver only lasted 3 years. Broncos didn't have any winning seasons with Frank, wouldn't have any for the first 13 years of the franchise's existence. In turn, their QB sitch was very unsettled. 1963, Denver ran with Mickey Slaughter and John McCormick. 64, it was Slaughter and Jackie Lee. 65, Slaughter and McCormick again. 66, McCormick and Max Sheboygan. 67, finally a season with no split. It was the year of Steve Tensi.
Quarterback Steve Tensi was afforded those extra precious seconds of safety that allowed him to complete almost every pass he threw.
Who went 3-9, took more sacks than any QB in the league. Tensi would get hurt in 68. Denver used 4 guys that year. One of them, Marlon Briscoe, who started 5 games for them. Briscoe, the first African-American to start at QB for a modern pro team.
The impact was that I proved that a black man could think, throw, and lead on a National Football League level.
Tensi, though, was their starter, so they went back to him for the 69 season. He ended up throwing 38 TDs against 45 INTs as a Bronco, which for that era isn't too bad.
38-yard pass from Steve Tensi to Billy Van Heusen, number 42.
Still, Broncos needed more, needed someone to make them a winner. 1970, 3 different guys took snaps. Pete Liskey took the most that year, and while Denver finished under 500, Liskey went 5-4 in his starts.
There was something special about Bronco football in 1970.
Liskey didn't stick, though, so more timeshare action for another few years. 1971, it was Steve Ramsey and Don Horn. 72, Ramsey and Charlie Johnson, who actually held down the starting gig for Denver for most of 72, all of 73 and 74, which were the first 2 years the Broncos finished over 500 in franchise history.
And given the opportunity to start, Johnson summoned up all his powers.
Denver went 7-5-2 and 6-5-1 with the vet at QB those 2 years. Johnson was a longtime journeyman, though. He gave them 6 games in 75, and then he was done. They went back to Ramsey that season and let him lead things nearly all of 1976, too. They went 7-5 with him, Ramsey going 14-17 as a starter in his time in Colorado. Broncos finished 9-5 overall in 76, but change came in 77 anyway. New head coach, and with him,
the veteran quarterback developed a new image.
Finally, the first mini golden age of Denver quarterbacks. 1977 to 1981, Broncos fans enjoying 5 years of vet Craig Morton. Morton came to Denver via the New York Giants. He joined the Crush at age 34. What a debut he made. Broncos went 12-2 that year, went to their first Super Bowl.
Get down, Denver. Going to the Super Bowl. We're all going to the Super Bowl.
Morton was the first QB to start a Super Bowl for 2 different teams, did so for Dallas prior. That year would be the peak of the Morton mountaintop as a team, but Morton still led them to the playoffs 2 more seasons in a row. Morton's best individual showing, his last full year as starter, 1981, Morton went 41-23 for Denver, 3rd most wins of any QB in franchise history, more TD passes than INTs for them too. Wasn't easy to do in that era. Morton hung him up in 82, gave him 3 more games, had to free up that number 7 jersey for the season to come. Steve DeBerg started most of their games in 82, didn't do much. Broncos went 2-7 that year, but the draft to come would alter the franchise for decades to come. Who knew guard Chris Hinton was that good? Chris Hinton, QB Mark Herman, and the Broncos' first pick in the draft for one John Elway.
Quarterback John Elway of Stanford.
Guess the Broncos did okay in that trade. 1983 to 1998, the Elway era, none finer in the Mile High City. Rookie year was interrupted by injury, so DeBerg saw some more action that year and went 4-1 as starter. Elway lost more games than he won as a rookie, and he threw 14 INTs against 7 touchdowns. Still, Denver made the playoffs that year. Team and Elway only got better. Elway showed why he was worth the #1 pick that next season. 1984 leads Denver to a 13-3 record, another playoff berth.
Enjoying his finest day as a pro, Elway threw 5 touchdown passes to lead the Broncos to a 42-21 victory.
Broncos went 11-5 in '85, but failed to make the postseason. No matter, Elway was just getting started. Took Denver to the promised land in '86 and '87, his MVP year, and in '89.
To the 35, and he's throwing it up the far side. Natil is open. Ball coming. Natil catches it for a touchdown.
Broncos, of course, unable to secure its first Lombardi. Good things come to those who wait, though, right? New decade didn't start well, though, for 7. 5-11 record in 1990, but back to elite in 91, made it to the AFC title game. 92 saw Elway get hurt, Broncos fans getting a taste of Tommy Maddox that season. Almost felt like the journey was coming to an end. 1993, 94, 95, team was 500. Elway still had something left in the tank, though, and so began one of the most epic swan songs the game has ever seen. 96 to 98, Elway makes the Pro Bowl 3 times. He goes 13-2, 12-4, 10-2 down the stretch of his career, and finally, he and the Broncos organization finally get over the hump, not just once.
Denver's gonna win it! Oh, baby, they're gonna win this thing! Are you kidding me? You can stand up and salute in Denver.
But twice, Elway leaving the game a back-to-back champion. Final years were all strong too. No fade as he was going out.
Back-to-back Super Bowl champions.
Odd, Elway never named first-team All-Pro once. No matter, one of the greatest scramblers ever, Hall of Famer, 9-time Pro Bowler, MVP, Super Bowl MVP, 148 wins against 82 losses, 300 TDs on the nose. No Elway in 99, big drop-off, not a big shock. Brian Griese, 4-9 as a starter that year. Shoes were too big to fill at first, but hey, 2000, Griese was a Pro Bowler, went 7-3 in his start. 19 touchdowns, only 4 picks. 2001 to 2002, Griese was okay, just not dazzling. He went 27-24 in orange, 71 touchdowns, 53 INTs. Broncos then handed the keys over to the Snake. Jake Plummer made a splash after slithering around in Arizona to start his career. 9-2 in year 1 with Denver, 10-6 in 2004, made the Pro Bowl in 2005. Broncos went 13-3. Denver made it to the conference championship game before bowing out to Pittsburgh. Plummer put in one more year in Denver 2006, didn't make it through the year though, got benched for Jay Cutler. Cutler's Denver stay lasted just 2.5 years. He wasn't bad, but the team was mediocre. They shipped him to Chicago in 2009 for Kyle Orton, 2 firsts and a 3rd-round pick. Orton wasn't bad that year, 21 TDs, 12 interceptions. Team was still middle of the pack. Orton went 3-10 in 2010, started 1-4 in 2011. So that was enough of that. It was time for some Tebow mania.
Tebow throwing long to the near side for Eric Decker. He's got it over the shoulder. 10-5 touchdown. Tebow puts it on the money.
The second completion of the game.
Still, one of the most magical runs we've ever seen. Tim Tebow comes on. Broncos win 7 of their next 8, and in some of the most unlikely ways you'll ever see.
2-point conversion for the tie. Fakes, keeps the ball. Tim Tebow to the end zone, and we are tied at 29.
After the crazy run, 3 straight losses, but they were in the playoffs, one last chance for another Tebow miracle.
Got him at the 40. It's Thomas at the 50. Stiff arm got him free to the 30, to the 20. Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on to New England. They win it on the first play of overtime.
Tebow never got a chance to build on it, though. The Sheriff arrived in Denver in 2012. Peyton Manning guides him to a 13-3 record right out of the gate. Ravens got in his way in the playoffs that year. 2013, Manning goes Madden video game on the league, 55 TD passes, most ever in a single season.
Peyton Manning's 4th touchdown pass. He's got 55 on the season. And Peyton Manning has just passed Drew Brees for the single-season NFL record, the most passing yards ever in NFL history.
And the Broncos made it to the Super Bowl, fell apart, so back at it again in 2014. Peyton's still on top of his game with 39 TD passes. His old team gets the better of him in the postseason. Father Time was catching up, too. 2015, he even landed on the bench for a spell.
We gotta do our jobs better, right? It's the killer instinct to pound it into the end zone down there.
Brock Osweiler took over, and Manning and their defense finishing the job this time. Manning, like Elway, riding off into the sunset with the crown.
Elway had his own quarterback riding into the sunset.
So, back to the QB drawing board. Trevor Siemian in 2016, 18 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 8-6 record. A little bit of Paxton Lynch sprinkled in, too. Following year, another scoop of Lynch and Siemian with some Osweiler, who came back after a failed run in Houston. 2018, journeyman Case Keenum's turn. 2019, Joe Flacco, Drew Lock, Brandon Allen. 2020, mostly Lock, just wasn't working out. Denver tried Teddy Bridgewater out in 2021 and then made another big QB trade. Worked with Manning and Elway, right? Russell Wilson age in Denver began in 2022 and it did not begin smooth. Wilson and the team went 5-12. Broncos brought in Sean Payton to help Russ out. Season ended with Wilson on the bench. Wilson's stay was over. 2024, Denver drafts Bo Nix in the first round and he exceeded expectations. Playoff berth in year 1, 12 interceptions against 29 touchdowns.
32-yard touchdown pass on 3rd down and 2.
He ran 4 in, too, providing hope in the mile-high air that a new reign is about to take hold.
Pirouettes and rolls into the end zone.
And Stidham throws on the run. Pass is complete on the run. Pretty amazing run by little Jordan Humphrey. He's still on his feet inside the 10 of the 5. Lunges toward the goal line. Touchdown, Broncos.
The penalty moves the ball into Jets territory. Rippon's going to air it out downfield. One-on-one coverage, and this one is caught. And backing into the end zone is Jerry Jeudy.
He's just going to run a little whip route, and Driscoll's going to put it right on the money. Look at him fake the in and then whip it back out.
A wild 3 days has led to a truly unique moment for 23-year-old Kendall Hinton as the Broncos host the Saints.
Here's Sims now after the penalty. He passes out to Peyton Hillis, the fullback, tackled immediately by Antonio Cromartie.
Just like a good safety does, Ray Lewis just sits back and poaches, and Danny Cannell can run right to it. How do you not notice number 52 on a football field?
Goal line over the middle, intercepted. Lance Johnstone, touchdown.
1:37 to go. Denver has 1 timeout left. Touchdown Broncos, Ed McCaffrey.
Jackson looking for room. Making time, throws, it is intercepted.
Blitz coming. McCaffrey. Touchdown. Ed McCaffrey is a warrior.
The ball at midfield, and all of a sudden it's Denver again.
Great field position, and they haven't done anything aggressively on offense.
McCaffrey, touchdown.
First time Musgrave without a back in the shotgun, a quarterback draw, and Musgrave has a first down at the 42-yard line.
And if they do pull this one out, credit the combination of Hugh Millen to Anthony Miller. All of a sudden, Anthony Miller with a couple of big plays late in the ball game. Millen from the 1, throws touchdown.
When quarterback Ken Karcher, number 12, led the Broncos to victory over the Chiefs in the final replacement game.
On a Monday night in Washington, D.C., the Broncos lost John Elway to a stomach virus just hours before the kickoff, putting the pressure on veteran backup quarterback Gary Kubiak.
The newest addition to the Denver offense was Matt Robinson. Robinson was asked to adjust instantly to a new team and a new system, since Craig Morton, injured throughout the preseason, could only watch. He shared time with Norris Weiss, who led Denver to 3 early season wins. While Morton proved most effective as a passer, Weiss ignited the club with his running. But defeat gives birth to change. The Broncos closed out the season with rookie quarterback Craig Penrose running the offense.
The Kansas City defense added 5 more interceptions, 3 by league leader Johnny Robinson, as the Chiefs avenged their earlier defeat at Denver.